Hi, Sagis. It's Lynn from Tinker Tarot. Surprise, surprise, I'm going live. Well, I just moved. Um, I'm living downtown Kingston now. Me and my son are sharing a place. And when you live downtown, you get the best internet. So it's good enough that I can go live. Hopefully, I'm not skipping or anything like that. Is my speaker loud enough? There we go. Oops, there we go. Anyhow, so gonna do a tarot reading today. I also have the Lenormand cards and I have the Oracle of Visions. And I'm getting to know the Lenormand cards like it's coming. And hi there, Sunny. How you doing? I'm getting to know those Lenormand cards, but these Oracle of Visions, I don't know them at all. Like every single card, I'll have to look up what it says. But they're just kind of a different add to it, you know? That's good. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Happy birthday coming up, by the way. If you're a Sag, Sunny, that is. So, Saggy. I'm going to put my energy in there. Sagittarius. Give me something good for Sagittarius. Today's November 8th, 2019. Sagittarius. There you are. Okay. So normally my readings are around 30 days. It might happen like tomorrow, or it may take 30 days to unfold. Hi, Brian. A boat-shaped book. Really? Yeah, I've been dragging that old shelf around for a long time. I've had to fix it, alter it, all that. So I have a few of my treasures left. I'm right down to like a 10 by 10 room I could fit all my stuff into. I just got this fab couch at the Habitat, or it's a love seat, Habitat for Humanity for $75. So just perfect for the space I have right now. So this is temporary. I'm just going to say, hi, Halima and Andrea. This spot is temporary. So, oops, I'm going to try not to do that. Let me move back attention so I don't jiggle the camera. So as soon as I find an alternate situation, I'm looking to buy a house, just some sort of little house, and, you know, a fixer-upper kind of thing. But right now, my son and I are bunking up because it's so expensive downtown for apartments here. It's crazy. How you guys all doing today? Where are y'all from? I'm not even Southern American, and I love saying y'all, though. I just love it. So Miss Saggy. What is going on for Saggy? Birthday time, you know, been hearing all year how it's like our time, and we're supposed to get a big present at the end of the year, which is, you know, when the sun leaves Sagittarius, is what I'm talking about, the solar year, I guess. So that's what I'm really wishing for you. That's what I'm wishing. So needed. I know. Hi, Angela. How you doing? So you're about 6 hours ahead, eh? So it's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock there now. All right. I'm wearing the spots right off them. But usually I look like for some sort of sign that they give me to tell me they're ready. There, you know, that's a sign right there. I want to look at that card. It is the 5 of Wands. So, you know, this is a good card for Sagittarius because we're the ones, the fixers, the healers, the let's just all get along. And this is kind of telling you to keep your distance from the possible circuses that are going on around you. Not your circus, not your monkeys. Do not get involved with other people's stuff, right? And like we usually go in saying, oh, well, you know, maybe I should talk to her, or maybe I should, you know, mediate. No, you shouldn't. No, this is not the time for you to be doing that. Right now, you're focused on you and your big, you know, egg cracking moment, right? And you can't be getting all up in that because you're going to miss your thing. So what do we have here for my Saggies? I'm going to put on my glasses because sometimes I can't see. I'm a Sagittarius. Ah, I saw your comment on the other Scorpio reading. And I'm sorry about that. I don't mean to offend anyone when I look over and acknowledge what someone said or anything like that. But you know, you're more important to me than the cards are. Really. You know, I could sit here and talk to every one of you. I don't need cards. I don't need cards. And I'm a people person. And anyway, that it's just something I do because really acknowledging you is important to me. And it's like, surprise, I'm here. Very spontaneous. These are really good cards, Sagittarius. So I will not interrupt once I start this business here, okay? So I'm doing a past, present, future. All right? And the story all goes together. But you know, here you are at the 8 of Shields, 8 of Pentacles. And, you know, to me, this card is about creating something that is going to be passed down to generations after you, leaving something. And it's very important, like it's almost like it's teacher time for you. It's very important that you pass on the lessons, not just the business and money, but the lessons that that the next generation is really going to need. It's going to be really important that they're prepared for this, especially when it comes to our loved ones. You know, we want them ready. We want them to be able to handle stuff. But this is also something that you're creating. You know, you're creating I like to call it a legacy. It's kind of like the legacy card. And the ships are coming in for this. They're on their way for what you have, all the work you've done, all that you've been building. And that I think that the karma too is coming back for passing it down. You know, it's not meant to be kept secret what you know. And you all know something, you know, that we need to know, right? And it's meant to be shared. And so this is shit's coming in, and to, you know, your karma is coming around for all the work that you've done. And also too, I want to say that, like, kind of like the mark that you've left, because it's not just the physical things, the material things that we hold, but that what we leave behind too is our children and grandchildren. And you want to leave decent people, polite, know their responsibilities, that sort of thing too is very important, because that's a part of you that you're leaving behind too. So anyway, this is really beautiful. Then you have the rebirth. Okay. And so you're just waiting, for these gates to come up. And there seems to be a little bit of waiting going on here in this one, and waiting for your ships to come in. This is, you're about to go through the gates, basically, and are being reborn. And I think it's upping a level. To me, reborn is when we evolve. We learn a life lesson that we were meant to learn. And sometimes it takes a life cycle to do that, to learn that lesson. And so when you do, you're reborn and are ready to handle life. It's kind of like your guides are following you too, like helping you. Hi, Angela, helping you along your path. Can you see in the background all your guides, your spirit guides here? They're trying to get you to the right path. And the other thing I want to tell you is, if you feel that a lot of doors are closed for you, you've been trying to apply for places, of jobs, relationships, and it's just like, nope, door closed. Nope, I didn't get a call back on that one. And it seems very promising each time you try, and it's not the right door. It's not the right way. And I think it's your guides. They're saying, just don't go for anything. You got to go for what I think kind of what you're meant to do, what your natural thing is. In Native culture, and I don't want to say all Native cultures, but the old way was the elders, the grandparents, would sit outside on benches and wherever, logs, and they would watch the children playing while the adults worked. And the children would just be climbing trees, or, maybe one would be leaning down, helping the other one because he was hurt or whatever. And they watched the children, seeing what their natural skills were. And then that's what they were set to do. Like if they were natural healers, they would start training for that and start learning about medicines and If they were, climbing the tree all the time, well, this guy's going to be a scout. You know what I mean? And so this is your guides are the reason all those other doors, gates, paths aren't open to you, is because there is one. There is this way. They're trying to get you to go the right way. What is your natural selection? Your natural, where you're supposed to be going, This card also too makes me think about the story of Moses, when they were looking for all the male children, and they were going to kill all the male children. So the mother had to put Moses into the river and push him down, and so that he could be found by someone else to raise him. He might live, have a chance in life. And so had to give up her chance she had with him, but wanted to give him another one. So set him off to be reborn on another path. This was not his path. This is his path. And it was the right thing to do. But anyway, getting off topic. Sorry. You're being divinely guided, you know, and sometimes divinely guided is not a light goes on, oh, take this path. No, it's not like that. Sometimes it can be just door closing, door closing, door closing, not these paths. It's like, well, which one? I don't know. I keep trying. It's coming. You'll find it. You're being guided. Your guides are trying to help you. And then the last card in your past is the Page of Cauldrons. So this is usually a message of love. You're getting a message of affection of some sort. And it's also youthful energy. It's you know, I would say under 20, the page it could be. You know, it's funny, these all are with water, right? Every single one of these cards have water, even though this is the Pentacles and this is Rebirth, and now we have the Cauldrons, but they're all around water. I think that something you're trying to pursue is I think it's something you believe in. It's emotional. It could get you fired up, you know. It's deeply it matters. That's what I get the feeling of. It matters. Okay. Also, too, I think that you could get, you know, I think you could hear something. I think you could hear something. You could get some sort of feedback, is what I'm feeling. Feedback on what you're doing, on finding your way. I don't know. I'll get back to that. Anyway, in your present, here is the Knight of Cauldrons. More water. Water, 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 and more water. So this guy has a proposal, an offer, and he's determined to deliver it. You know, knights always get the job done. You know, and they are also youthful energy, older than the page for sure, probably in their 30s. You know, late 20s, but doesn't matter. The age doesn't matter. The person could be younger than you, is what I'm saying. It could be a person younger than you, could be just a couple of years, but they're, I think they're around you now, or they've just come back around. And you know, the next one is the Shadow, which is like the devil. These people are chained. They're slaves to this, whatever it is, being enslaved to something, whether it's, you know, addictions, a person, and I got to tell you, I got a bad feeling about this person. I do. I think that they're enslaved by something, and I just don't see, I don't know if they can break free from it, is what I'm kind of seeing. You know, there's real change needed. And I think when they come back, I don't think there's change. I think that it's still there. It's still, has a hold of them. Also, I think this person still has a hold of you somehow, some way. All right. Um, and then you have the Three of Shields, Three of Pentacles. And this is putting work into something, you know? This is making your mark. This is also it's knowing your value too. Like this is just a young lad, but he's standing up on this step. He's a higher level. He's very talented. And these people are coming to him saying, geez, well, we want to pay you to make one of these at our place. Like, wow, we've never seen this kind of work. And so he's realizing his own value. Okay. And this could be happening with this water sign. You know, maybe they're trying to come out of this devil energy and realizing their own value. But I think it's you, Sagittarius. I think it's you realizing your own value, and you don't want to, I don't think you want to be enslaved to anything. Like that's just not a Sagittarius way, you know, to be overpowered by anything. And I don't think it's something you want to take on either, is someone and their anchor, someone and their ball and their chain that's around them, you know. But there is a rebirth here. And I really think it's yours. This is something they need to unchain themselves from. And that's all there is to it. You know, I don't think you can do it. You probably tried in the past. You probably tried to help, heal, put work into it. But I think the lights finally come on, and you are like, I don't know. I feel like you feel like I put as much work as I'm going to put into this. You know, this controls you. It ain't going to control me. And you're realizing your value, right? It's been a long go. It's been a long go, you know, to do that work, to realize that. Because we take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 4 steps forward, 1 step back. You know, we gain some, we lose some, trying to beat the big monster at the end and the castle at the end so we can get on to the next level, you know. And that's what this like is I don't think it's your monster. I think if anything, you feel enslaved to this person for some reason. And they also might be starting to realize your value as well. One thing I notice here in both of these cards is the pillar. You know, this pillar acts as an anchor, a ball and chain, you know, something weighing you down, holding you back. But this represents freedom, knowing your worth, gaining ground, making your mark, feeling your worth, knowing it. Even if you're not tall enough, you feel 10 feet tall. Oops, I just did that again. I keep doing that. I think in a way, this person is your devil, you know, I think in a way. And also in a way, it's you overcoming that, knowing your worth, and perhaps they might come out of it and understand their own as well. You know, you can only lead by example, right? If they want to follow, awesome. But so the future, and this is looking like really, really nice. It's so beautiful. The star. So as you know, the star is regeneration, healing, feeling hope again, actually feeling able to wish again, make wishes, because probably for a while you didn't want to because you kept getting disappointed, kept getting doors closing on you. And this is a different feeling altogether. It's not feeling defensive, it's feeling very empowered. She's naked outside and she doesn't feel any shame, or she doesn't feel vulnerable. And it's about her, it's about that shield we all wear, kind of energetically, to protect ourselves. But you're not feeling that. You feel like you can actually wish again, have hope. And in the major arcana, the star is the wish card. So things are turning around for you. You could heal past this person. You could heal past them. You could have put a lot of, this is going up and down right now. That you could have put a lot of work in, and they come along and are like, wow, look at that, look what she does, but won't release themselves from their shadow side. And so maybe you heal past this, you move on, you say, okay, I'm gonna have to leave you there, right there where you are. I'm gonna have to leave you there. I'm moving on. And also too, letting go of those shoulda, coulda, wouldas, letting go of that, and not feeling like, forgiving yourself, not feeling the responsibility of why it might have not worked. You did, you worked your ass off trying to make it work. So you don't need, you can let all that go. You can just, that's what all this stuff pouring out of the bottles is that stuff you need to let go and realize, I didn't do anything wrong. I really tried, and I really thought it was that great. Now, this person could be the love of your life I'm talking to, could be your best friend. It could be your sister, your brother, someone around your circle, but this is what's going on with you and that relationship. Like, there's two separate stories here. You kind of got your own thing going on, your own journey, and then there's the goings on with this person. I think you want love too, but you don't want dirty love. You don't want, I don't think you want to be number two to something else, someone or something else, whether it's their mother or an addiction or whatever it is. And I think that's where you realize your value. Nope, I can make my own column. And you can. If anyone can do it, a Sagittarius can. I do not doubt it for a second. You'll make 20 columns. You don't even have to worry. And that's another thing. Oh, I'm so glad I remembered. Don't worry about what you might be losing right now, or have lost recently, what you may have had to sacrifice. You're going to get it back like tenfold. Whatever it is, it's going to come back to you. Whatever you've lost, whatever you've had to sacrifice, it was meant, it had to go like that. It just had to play out like that. After the star, you have the mother, the Empress. She represents abundance. She also represents the harvest too. You know, she's sown the seeds. I like in this deck how she's dropping her seeds in the stream, which will go down and make life elsewhere. So it's the ripple effect, right? It's not just what you're growing, it's what that'll grow and what it will produce. Like I was saying back here, legacy stuff, you know. Again, oh, hi, guys. So, and I like to think of also the Empress as someone who brings something to life. Hold on. Wait till you see this. Oh, I love it. So the cards go 3 across. The past is at the top, the present is in the middle, and the future is at the bottom. I could move the screen and all that, but I don't want to. Anyway, so in the middle line going down, you have rebirth, then the shadow. This is perhaps the last thing you have to let go of before the gate opens, right? There's something still chaining you. And then birth again. Rebirth, birth. Right after this sacrifice, kind of. The hanged man a lot of times is the sacrifice, but this is a big one, probably a big one for you. Something that's been around for a long time, you know, whether it's a person, a drug, whatever. Okay. So anyway, so she's pregnant. She's ready to give birth to something. Spread her seed. Spread her seed. Because like bees, pollinate, carrying it, sprinkling the seeds everywhere. Because it is the ripple effect every time we do something for ourselves as well. It has a reaction. So this rebirth back here is the reaction is you've become the Empress. And don't forget, the Empress is the Queen of Queens. She's the queen of them all. She's learned all the lessons that all the queens had to learn and has earned her spot here to, people trust her, and what you're trying to give life to, what legacy, what you want to grow, ripple, and whatever seed you plant now, is going to grow. So that it's going to come to harvest. It's going to come to, what do they call, fruition. Very powerful card too. Like, she's a powerful woman, but she doesn't misuse her power. It's all about healing, loving, the survival of the family, whatever. It's, I like that I said that too, surviving, because you're going to come out of this. You're going to be reborn, and you're going to be very abundant from this experience. From this experience, it's going to really help you. Usually anything good is hard work. And my mom always told me that back in the old days, anything that's worth having is worth working for. And that's in yourself, your own growth. and sometimes in life, you get past something, you go and get counseling or take a class or whatever and get by something. And then 3 years later, you find yourself in almost an identical situation. You're like, I thought I learned this already. But there's something you didn't quite totally give up, in the dynamic. And that's why it comes back and rears its head again. Anyway, blah, 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 Lynn. The last card, and it's not the last card because I still have a couple cards. How long I've been talking? 35 minutes. The Lovers. And here they are at the Tree of Life. This is a commitment. All right. I'm going to tell you, in this card, it's not a choice. They're choosing, it's commitment. They're both touching the Tree of Life and making a vow, a promise, and it's in honesty, right? It's it's funny because it's coming up here. The 17 is there, which is an 8, which is unity. The cycle comes back where it began. It returns the cycle. So, and it's also unity is the two people, bringing, but this is a promise. In this deck, this is a promise, a commitment. You don't have to go in front of a preacher. The Tree of Life is like the preacher. Like, remember in Braveheart when they got married and they just said their vows to each other in front of the little waterfall, but it was still solid. They said it, they meant it, and now they're married. The only two who have to know is them. So I'm not sure if this is actually marriage, but it's a commitment. It's a union. This is very, very interesting. I also just got a message that you're starting to get the message. You know what I mean? You're starting to hear the message. It seems like there's something. I feel like something's cooking. There's something cooking. A swarm. And I can see that swarm coming. I think someone's seeing you as very attractive, going through this rebirth time. You could get a lot of attention also right now. People could be seeing you as very attractive. The swarm makes me think of swarm of attention, talking about you, talking to you, could be social. There's something about you now that is emanating, like you're glowing for some reason. Very attractive right now. Oh, look at that. The clocks. Okay. So, timing is everything, right? Sometimes we want time to go so fast, and other times we want to slow right down, especially vacation and stuff like that. But the thing I like about this is that for a clock to work, if you took the top off of a watch piece and looked at it, there's all these like little cogs. There's like 10 or 15 of them, and they're all different sizes, and they're all going at different speeds, and it's all in unison to make time, to measure time, something that every single one of us uses. But I also see the birds here too, and I think you're going to get some sort of a communication. Like I said, there's a message coming, and it's something about timing. Oh, my son's home. Hi. I'm live.
Hello.
And there's Carmela. Whoa. Oh, right on. And this makes sense too. And the other thing too is that, this is all the right time. This is all these cogs had to come into place, because remember I was saying all the doors were closing. That wasn't the right path. And they all had to come into place to start working, to start moving, to the timing. I think it's the timing. It's and it's happening at this time because all these other things had to happen first, before that could happen. I know I'm saying I'm making no sense. But look at, you got the rider. This is like the Fool. Number one, you're ready to just take off and ride the rainbow. You are so ready for something new. I'll go me away. I'm ready to go. New adventure. There's a lot of talking about rebirth and breaking these chains, from this person or you breaking the taking off, because first you need to be reborn before you can start. The rider, the Fool, is all of us when we start something new. We don't know about it. It's new. We got to learn. It's the learning curve. We're going to give it a try, full of inspiration and energy. Also, she is carrying a letter. This is the third card now of a message. And this is something that could make your dreams come true. There is a message coming. I got to take another card because I'm so excited for you. Oops, that one didn't get picked up. I'm not taking it. Let's just see what we got here for Saggy. What do we got? What's this rider? And it's the timing. It's something about the timing. I think that certain things had to happen first before this could play out. It wasn't, you can't put the cart before the horse kind of thing. And you got the Tree of Life. Now, also, both of these cards have all the chakras in them, I do believe, in the rainbow. 2 rainbows, okay? Also a legacy card, like I said. But this is also about evolving and knowing your place, where you belong because in our lifetimes, we're meant to hit certain milestones, and you're hitting one now. You've got an urge, a yearning for something new because you're hitting a milestone, and you're ready to take what you know or take what you have and share it, do something with it. You've got a yearning, I think of that Diana Ross and the Supremes song. I got an itching in my heart, and baby, I can't scratch it. Keeps me crying, ooh, keeps me yearning, keeps me burning, keeps me tossing, keeps me turning. All right, this fell out. What does it say? Oh, it looks very, very serious. 22. Let's have a look at this fella. He's got the makes me think of one of those kids things. What do they call the video? Geez, I can't remember. So 22. Let's see what we got for you. Brian, do you sting toxic neighbors? I'm glad you guys are all chatting with each other while I'm talking. Oops, that's not the right one. Reflections, looking back, and hindsight. In this scene, a man views, let me put the picture up, a selection of images from his past. A retro-styled projector is loaded with images of other cards from his deck. As his expression is neutral, it's unclear whether those projected images are evoking fond memories or painful regrets. Probably like any album or catalog from the past, it will be a mixture of both. Do not dwell in the past. There may also be a tendency to overlook details and remember with emotional bias rather than accuracy. Well, I'm guilty of that. I can tell you that right now. But when it's said that you had to let things go, you got to break the chains, whatever they are, you know. So that's, the breaker of chains. That's what you have to become. A Targaryen, the breaker of chains. And it's going to be tough, but I think that it's probably been coming for a long time. This is just the last snap. And I think this person is trying to break their chains too. They are trying. For you, it's like, I'll believe it when I see it. Been hoping on that for a long time. I'll believe it when I see it. You're knowing your value. You're moving on. But they could be realizing theirs too. Realizing that this is a chain. It is in slavery. But you're moving forward regardless of what they decide to do. Your value now, and you're ready to, like, these three cards together are just so gorgeous. The Star, the Empress, and the Lovers is really, really nice. One of the things, like I said, I think you're going to be more attractive to people, like get more attention. A big part of it is this, I think. It's not that you changed your hair or now you're shaving instead of letting the beard grow. It is knowing your value, realizing, holding your head up, being proud. You know what I mean? Like, it's that change in your stature, that sort of thing. But I like to think of it, Chihuahuas, they think they're 10 feet tall. Well, this is that kind of thing, putting yourself up on a pedestal. And it's about damn time. It's about damn time because, the things a Sagittarius gets done in a day. I know you might have some of your slow days, but is like 10 times what. Sometimes I write a letter to myself and I'll say, oh, hi, Lynn, in 6 months, I really hope that you're working at that thing that you were hoping, and you've saved up enough money for the car, and you've lost 5 pounds or whatever, And then in 6 months, I always put it with my taxes. I open up and look at the letter, and I had already done all of that stuff 3 months after I wrote the letter. Like, I did it faster than what my goal was. You just write the letter to yourself, put it away in your receipts where you keep all your receipts and your taxes, and dig it out in a year or 6 months, and you'll be amazed. Especially a Sagittarius is what I'm saying to you guys. You guys don't give yourself enough credit for everything that you get done, the multitasking and, the goals and the projects, and you just think of them, okay, got that done. That's just scratching it off the list. You don't give yourself enough credit, man, for what you're doing. Aw, that's cool, Brian. So now I want to chat with you guys. I'm getting like all mucky lips from talking so much. That is so cool. Yes, try it, Ravishing, because it's kind of in your subconscious, in the back of your mind, but you still write it out. And I even say, dear Lynn, or hi, Lynn, I expect you'll be doing this, or you'll be living in that nice little house you're looking for, that fixer upper, and that sort of thing. Whatever it is you would like to get accomplished in 6 months, and you can aim big. Don't try and put them really small, so that aim big, shoot high, and you'll be surprised how life steps in and helps you make it happen. Like I said, your guides are trying to help you find that way, find that what the right door is. And you could even be walking by it and thinking, well, that couldn't be my door. Of course it can. Why couldn't it be? You're amazing. You're I also think of a Sagittarius like a spider's web, because they never just do one thing. They don't just play guitar. Brian, I betcha you're a good cook and you can fix cars, and you can, there's always multi-talented, but you guys don't really think of yourselves as, oh, like I'm multi-talented. How you do? You don't think of it that way, but you really, really are. You just have all these things. And people say to me, I didn't know you did that, Lynn. I go, yeah. And they'll be like, oh, I heard you do this too. Yep, I do that too. Yep, I've got all these little lines of silk going from all these different things that I've done. And that's what the cool thing is about Sagittarius. So anyway, I hope you guys like this reading. I hope you really do. It's just I think it's happening now. Actually, it's happening now, and you're going to get your groove back. You're going to get your groove back is what's going to happen. And it's already starting to happen, because the energy's been changing lately, past 3 weeks, and feeling a bit more optimistic. Sure, no, not everything's going right. Still doors closing, but you can laugh about it now. You're not riding yourself and, like saying what's wrong with me. You're turning it around and saying, it just must not be the right thing for me. I'm not, I got to try something different. These are not the right ways for me. It's not what's meant for me. So, yes. Okay. I'm really glad you said that too. That's the other thing. You guys have probably been shedding a lot of layers of people in your lives in the past 3 years. It's been going on for quite a while, I think. And so shedding a lot of layers. I think that some of you, maybe not all of you, are super duper helpers, just want to be there for people. And if someone comes to you crying, you're like, you stop everything and say, oh my goodness, But yet, if you called them crying, they'd say, listen, Lynn, I don't have time, I gotta go, or listen, whoever. And you'd say, oh, okay, I understand. And you'd think of them as their stuff as more important than yours. You don't think that way anymore. Now, if that same person would hang up on you, they're gone. They're gone. You're not the friend I thought you were, you know? And so you're really realizing in who you want in your theater. Who do you want in your front row? Because those are the people that looking at back at you, supporting you, everything. And they, you want, that's where your friends and your family are in the front row. Everyone else could be moved back and right up to the balcony if they wouldn't even answer the phone when you're upset. That's just an example. But so probably shedding a lot of layers there. And I think this is part of that. You also don't need to feel any shame for letting people go and standing up for yourself and putting people's nose out of joint, it had to be said, so it's don't feel any shame about that, because if it had to be said, it had to be said. Sometimes these things with Sagittarius don't come out at a good time, a smooth time. It comes out at a rough time and doesn't help the situation, but there you go. Anyway, just wanted to share that stuff with you because I think a lot of people have been experiencing that, and because Sagittarius just wants to be friends with everybody. And I think you've had to let some people go that you realized really just weren't there like you thought they were. Okay. Aw, darling. Yeah, so maybe you don't give it all anymore. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing to not give. It's just not giving your all, Another thing you can do is, I had a really hard time saying no to people for a long time. And I went and saw counseling, and she told me to say, how about saying, not right now. I can't right now. And most people want things right now. They want to ride right now. They want to borrow money right now. They want your attention right now. So when you say, I can't do it right now, they're right on the phone finding the next person. They'll move. They won't come back because they want it right now. So they'll move right on. So you didn't have to say no, but you just can say not right now. So it just helps a little bit. And it's a bit of a soft barrier around yourself from people dumping and misusing your good energy, your love, and your healing energy. And that's called self-care. That's just taking care of yourself, And we look up to people that do that. So we need to model by example. But yeah, I have two. I'm down to one friend left. I've been really going through a lot of friends because I've been very blunt, and I've been calling people on their stuff. I don't let it go by anymore and then say something 2 weeks later. I say something right at the point, right at the thing, and people aren't liking it, but I didn't like I felt manipulated, and I wanted to change that, and I'll just take myself right out of the whole problem altogether. And so it's hard to do because you still care about people, but really need to protect yourself. And it's about standing for something, standing up for yourself and standing for something that's right. I've had to say to people, that's wrong. You can't do that. That's not right. And they look at you like, who are you? Well, I'm me. That's who I am. And I'm telling you, I'm one of those, hey, you're going to take an eye out if you're not careful. So I love when, although I said, I love when people get involved, when they step in, when they say, hey, don't leave that kid alone, or whatever it is. But sometimes we have to take ourselves out and not give it every time to everyone. That's, the people that are actually giving back and actually doing something with it, not just coming and dumping and then going back to their regular screwed up lives. No, don't use me like that. I don't want to be used like that. So that's anyway. Guys, I gotta go. It's been an hour. Love these lives though, and really love talking to you. And I hope it's a really good birthday month for you. Thank you so much. Have a great night or day, depending on where you are, dolls. Okay. Love you. Take care. Bye now.